Accounting 26, Intermediate Accounting 3, Statement of Comprehensive Income. The following are the learning objectives at the end of this topic. The student should be able to determine also the presentation requirement and other pertinent criteria and guidelines underlying accounting and reporting of comprehensive income embodied in the standards, and to present income statement following the functional and natural presentation. Now, before we discuss the concept of the statement of comprehensive income, note that this topic is covered by PAS1. PAS1, this is the standard for the presentation of financial statements. Covered na dyan yung 5 financial statement, the statement of financial position, the statement of comprehensive income, the statement of changes in equity, the statement of cash flows, and the notes to financial statements. So here, in Prelim Lecture 1, we will focus on the statement of comprehensive income. So, what is income statement or a comprehensive income? The same lang ba? First, let's define income statement. Income statement is the total of income less expenses excluding components of other comprehensive income. Yung traditional na computation ng net income, lahat ng revenue less lahat ng expenses. That is the net income or loss of the company. Yan yung components ng income statement. Now, pag sinabi natin comprehensive income, it is the change in equity during a period resulting from transactions and other events other than changes resulting from transactions with owners and their capacity as owners. So, ano ba yung transaction with owners and their capacity as owners? Additional investment, withdrawals, syempre, kaya nag-change yung capital. Ano ba yung nakaka-apekto sa capital? Revenue, ano pa? Dividends, withdrawal, or expenses and other comprehensive income. So, pag merong net income for the year, okay, tataas yung capital. Pero kapag merong additional investment, tataas din yung capital. Kung merong withdrawal, bababa yung capital. Okay, so, yung changes in equity, excluding the changes resulting from additional investment, withdrawals, or return of capital, yun yung comprehensive income. Or let's say, it includes profit or loss and other comprehensive income. Kasi diba si income statement excluding the components of OCI. So, pag in-include natin yung components ng other comprehensive income, ang tawag na doon, comprehensive income. So, pag nag-present tayo ng financial statement, including the net income and the other comprehensive income, ang tawag doon, statement of comprehensive income. Yung income statement naman, or statement of profit or loss, ang nandun lang yung net income or loss of the entity. Other comprehensive income. So, pinagkaiba nga ng net income tsaka ng comprehensive income. Kasi yung comprehensive income, including na the net income or loss or the profit or loss of the company and the OCI, the other comprehensive income. So, what are the items that included in other comprehensive income? It comprises items of income and expense, including reclassification adjustment that are not recognized in profit or loss as required or permitted by PFRS. So, they are not the same with the items included in the profit or loss. Yung OCI, actually, part to ng equity. Unlike yung net income, diba, kapag corporation yan, kino-close yan sa retained earnings. And sa basic accounting nga, yung net income na yan is kino-close sa income summary account. Then after yan is kino-close sa capital account, diba? While sa other comprehensive income, hindi na to kino-close eh. Diretso na to part ng equity. So, kaya magkaiba sila. It composed of items of income and expense that are not recognized in profit or loss as required or permitted by PFRS. Components of other comprehensive income. You have other comprehensive income that will be reclassified. First, unrealized gain or loss on debt investment measured at fair value through OCI. Pagbabalikan natin yung topic na to sa Intermediate Accounting 1. Debt investment measured at FV TOKI. Pag meron ng sale, actual sale of the investment, of the debt investment, nare-recognize na natin or nare-reclassify na natin yung any cumulative unrealized gain or loss na na-recognize natin on that investment sa profit or loss. Okay? Ano yung unrealized gain or loss? Kung i-review natin yan, yung unrealized gain or loss, yan yung changes sa fair value. Kasi diba pag FV TOKI, yung changes sa fair value sa OCI mapupunta. Kapag FV TPL sa profit or loss. So kapag sa FV OCI, ma-accumulate yan sa other comprehensive income. So once nabenta na yan, actually na nabenta yung debt investment, magre-recognize na gain or loss on sale. So, meron reclassification dito. Next, B, gain or loss from translating the financial statements of a foreign operation, lalo na kapag yung company is nag-ooperate siya hindi lang sa isang country, dito, sa ibang bansa. So, kapag ganun, meron siyang operation sa ibang bansa, tinatranslate yung financial statement. Let's say, naka-dollar yun, nandun dito naka-peso. So, pag tinatranslate yung amounts doon from dollar to peso, meron tayong tinatawag na translation gain or loss. Okay, so any translation gain or loss shall be recognized in other comprehensive income. This topic shall be reported naman sa discussed sa AFAR, Advanced Financial Accounting, and this letter B, OCI, letter A, OCI, and this other comprehensive income items will be reclassified. So, meron kasing mga items ng OCI that cannot be reclassified. And kapag memorize nyo yun, ang dami nun. So, mas maganda na yung i-familiarize nyo is ito, the OCI that will be reclassified kasi konti lang yung items ng OCI na pwedeng ma-reclassify. We also have letter C, unrealized gain or loss on derivative contracts designated as cash. I am sorry for the background noise from the previous slide, so let's continue. Now, let's discuss the items of other comprehensive income that will not be reclassified. A. Unrealized gain or loss on equity investment measured at FV TOKI. Yung sa previous slide kasi debt investment. And sa PFRS 9, kaya importante na alam nyo to Intermediate Accounting 1 pa lang. Na kapag FV TOKI, pag debt investment yan, merong reclassification, nagre-recognize ng gain on sale. Pero kapag equity investment yan, wala tayong nire-recognize na gain on sale. And then, wala ring reclassification ng unrealized gain or loss. Pwede lang i-transfer sa retained earnings pero hindi ma-reclassify in any circumstances sa profit or loss or income statement. Ito yun, under PFRS 9, it is reclassified to retained earnings. So, letter B, change and revaluation surplus. Sa revaluation surplus, di ba minsan sa mga asset, nagre-revalue tayo, nagko-conform tayo sa fair value. Let's say yung building, held siya using the cost model and dumating yung time na nag-decide si company na mag-revalue. So, nag-recognize ng revaluation surplus. Usually, every 3 years yan or every 5 years. Depende kung gaano ka-significant yung changes sa fair value ng asset. So, pag merong ganun, meron tayong revaluation surplus na tinatawag. Note that revaluation surplus, the change in revaluation surplus is part of other comprehensive income. Letter C, remeasurements of a defined benefit plan. This is under post-employment benefits sa intermediate accounting 2. We have remeasurements, diba? Kung tatandaan nyo, kung maaalala nyo, kung meron kayong naaalala, it is the actuarial gain or loss, actual return, less interest income, yung sa effect of asset ceiling, kung natatandaan nyo yun. The change in the effect of asset ceiling and the interest on the effect of asset ceiling. So, yun yung tatlong remeasurement of a defined benefit plan na part ng other comprehensive income. Letter D, gain or loss attributable to credit risk of a financial liability designated at FVTPL. So, the credit risk of a financial liability designated at FVTPL. Di ba meron tayo kasi impairment loss under FVTPL sa financial liability. So, any gain or loss attributable to credit risk, the credit risk lang ha, it shall be presented sa other comprehensive income. Though the financial liability itself is designated at FVTPL, pero pag attributable yan sa credit risk, hindi yan sa profit or loss mapupunta. Sa OCI yan, other comprehensive income. Presentation of comprehensive income. We have two presentation. First, two-statement approach. Two-statement. Ibig sabihin, meron dalawang statement. So, yung first statement, letter in, income statement showing the components of profit or loss. Yung total income less total expense, net income or profit or loss. So, yun yung first statement. Then, letter B, yung statement of comprehensive income, yung another statement na naman, kasi nga dalawang statement yung dito. Yung statement of comprehensive income naman, magsa-start siya dun sa profit or loss or net income computed dun sa letter A. Let's say, total income, yung mga total income, yung items ng income is 50,000 and the total expense is 30. So, merong 20,000 na net income. Pag pinipre ngayon si letter B, yung statement of comprehensive income, magsa-start yan dun sa 20,000 na net income or profit, then plus or minus the components of OCI or other comprehensive income. Kasi diba yun lang naman pinagkaiba nila. Yung income statement excluding OCI, the statement of comprehensive income including OCI. And sa letter B, the statement of comprehensive income, magsistart siya dun sa end ng letter A. This letter A, yung ending item nun or ending line item nun is the net income. So, yun yung beginning sa letter B. Then, after nun, i-add na lang yung mga items ng OCI. Meron tayong illustration yan later. So, the second naman approach is the single statement. So, single, isang statement lang. Only the statement of comprehensive income. Okay, so parang i-combine lang natin si letter A tsaka B dun sa number 1. So, ang mangyayari dito, total income, ipakita lahat ng items ng total income, less total expense, ipakita ng lahat ng item, so merong net income. And then, hindi na tayo magpa-prepare ng another statement, diretso na. Yung net income, ipa-plus na kaagad sa ilalim yung items ng OCI, then, ang total nun, the comprehensive income. So, isang statement lang, a single statement of comprehensive income. Example tayo. Nakita nyo to. Isa to sa example ng two-statement approach. Ano yung first statement? Income statement. So, pinapakita una yung total income. Yung components ng total income less total expenses. So, merong income before tax na 2,130,000. then less income tax expense 580. So we have net income of 1,550,000. So this is the first statement. Two-statement approach, di ba? So meron pang isang statement. So yung isang statement, the statement of comprehensive income, magsa-start dito sa ending ng income statement. So dito na-compute na natin yung net income na 1,550. So yung second statement, dyan magsa-start. So, ang mangyayari, eto, yung second statement, the statement of comprehensive income, magsa-start dun sa 1,550,000, which is, ito yung na-compute natin sa first statement kanina. So, i-add na lang natin yung other comprehensive income. So, add natin, 150, 100. So, example lang to ang mga illustration natin. Example lang. So, focus lang tayo dun sa presentation. Nakita nyo, 1,550,000 plus 15,000 pesos OCI. So, we have comprehensive income of 1.6 million pesos. Now, syempre, kung meron two-statement approach, kasi, di ba, from the previous two slides, yun yung dalawang statement. First statement and second statement. So, pwede na i-combine na lang yung dalawang statement. Pwede, prepare na lang ni company is isang statement na lang. A single statement of comprehensive income. So, andun na yung net income and the OCI items. So, another option is presenting the components of profit or loss or components of OCI and a single statement of comprehensive income. So, this is the combined income statement and statement of comprehensive income. Kasi kanina, two-statement approach, iba itong statement ito, iba din itong statement ito. So, pwedeng single statement of comprehensive income na lang. So, anong itsura niyan? Example ng single statement comprehensive income. Statement of comprehensive income, exemplar company. Tingnan nyo, diba ito net income 1,550. The same lang kanina actually. Ito yung first statement natin. Ito yung first statement. And then, ito yung second statement. Magsa-start dito, diba yung second statement sa net income, yung ending ng first statement. Okay? Then, ito yung first statement. So, ngayon, pag single statement of comprehensive income, pag one statement approach or single statement approach yung ginamit ni company, pwedeng isahin niya na lang, i-combine niya na lang yung dalawang statement. So, pwedeng ganito na lang. Pagkatapos ng net income, isunod ka agad yung OCI. Okay, then to compute the comprehensive income, 1.6 million pesos. Income from continuing operations. So, what are the elements of income from continuing operations? So, first, revenues. Inflows of resources resulting from providing goods or services to customer. Ito yung normal operation ng company. So, ito yung sales revenue. Okay? So, inflows of resources resulting from providing the goods or services. So, service revenue, sales revenue to customers. We also have expenses, outflows of resources incurred and generating revenue. So, electricity expense, lahat ng expenses na kailangan ma-incurred in order to provide the goods or services to customers. So, lahat ng expenses, familiar naman kayo sa mga expenses, transportation expense, utilities expense, administrative expense, freight out, so lahat yun. Then, gains and losses, increases or decreases in equity from peripheral or incidental transactions of an entity. Ibig sabihin, hindi naman siya normal operations ni entity, diba? Let's say, investment. Diba? Nagbenta ka ng investment, then you're engaged in buying and selling of cars. Diba? Hindi ka naman talaga nag-invest ng shares. Hindi mo naman trabaho yun. Therefore, pag meron kang gain or loss investment, i-recognize yun as gain and losses and not as revenue or sales. Okay, another example pa. Involved ka sa buying and selling ng ubi jam. Okay. Then, ngayon, meron ka na isang machine na hindi na ginagamit kasi masyado na siyang gamit or hindi na siya masyadong hindi na siya functioning properly. So, binenta mo for a discounted price. Okay, yung machine. Yung binibenta mo naman talaga, yung normal operation mo is yung pagbibenta ng ubi jam, hindi naman yung pagbibenta ng machine. Therefore, pag binenta mo yan, ano man yung loss or profit na ma-recognize mo dyan is yun yung tinatawag natin na gains and losses. Peripheral lang or incidental transactions of an entity. Hindi naman talaga yung normal operation ng entity na magbenta ng machine. Kasi hindi naman every month nagbebenta ng machine. So, usually once in a year or minsan, depende lang talaga sa circumstances. Unlike dito sa revenue kasi, ito talaga yung resources or inflow of resources resulting from providing goods or services to customer. Ito yung normal operation ng business. Ito gains and losses, depende kung mayroong peripheral or incidental transaction si entity. Okay? Next, income tax expense. Alam nyo na to, na yung income before tax, subject talaga yan sa income tax rate under sa trade law. So, presented as a now, the components of expenses, we have this 5. First, letter A. Nakita nyo yung letter E, income tax expense, separate talaga siya dapat dun sa other expenses. Kasi nga, kahit nag-present ka ng income statement or statement of comprehensive income, nandun siya sa bandang dulo after na na-compute ng profit or loss. So, after na-compute si profit or loss before tax, dun na i-subject sa tax yung profit after na na-compute. Okay, so separate yung presentation ng income tax expense. So first, we have cost of goods sold or cost of sales. We are very familiar with this kasi every time na magkakaroon tayo ng sales, merong cost of goods sold. Now, letter B naman, distribution cost or selling expenses like freight out. Okay, letter C, administrative expenses, yung sa office, yung lahat ng cost of administration. Letter D, other expenses. Now, letter A, di ba kanina, is cost of goods sold. So, iba yung computation ng cost of goods sold ng merchandising entity and manufacturing entity. So, sa merchandising entity, ito yung formula natin. Beginning inventory plus net purchase. Okay, assumption lang yung mga amount ha. Beginning inventory plus net purchases. Ito yung total goods na available for sale. Diba? Kung meron kang beginning inventory plus nag-purchase ka pa this year, yun yung total na pwede mong ibenta for this year. Okay, so less the ending inventory then. Let's say, yung goods available for sale, 2.5 million. Okay, 2.5 million, ito yung pwede mong mabenta. Then, at the end of the year, 300,000 na lang yung naiwan. Therefore, yung 2.2 million, yun yung cost of goods sold. Nabenta na pala yung 2.2 million. So, ito yung formula kapag merchandising entity. Madali lang. Okay? So, gross purchases plus freight in, total 2,050,000. No, gross purchases plus freight in, 2,050,000. Less purchase return allowances and discount. Then we have net purchase of 2 million. So, ito yun. The breakdown of the 2 million net purchase. Okay. So, si freight in, attributable yan sa inventory. Kaya added yan sa gross purchases. Then, at then, purchase returns, allowances, and discounts kontra account ng purchases. This is the cost of goods sold. Now, pagdating naman sa manufacturing entity, medyo mahaba yung computation. Assumption pa lang yun. Assumed amounts. So, beginning raw materials. Meron kasi tayong tatlong inventory dito sa manufacturing entity. We have raw materials inventory, goods and process inventory, then finished goods inventory. So, lahat yan i-consider natin sa pang-compute ng cost of goods sold. So, tandaan niyo yung formula. Dapat alam niyo na yung formula ngayon pa lang. So, the cost of goods sold of a manufacturing entity, beginning raw materials. Kasi ito yung raw materials, ito yung hindi pa talaga na-process. Okay, so pag ito na-process at pag natapos na siya sa process, magiging finished goods na to, pwede na siyang ibenta. So, beginning raw materials plus net purchase, 2 million. So, we have raw materials available for use, 2.5 million. Now, ending raw material, 300,000. Okay? So, ito yung 2.5 million. Ito na yung total raw materials na pwedeng ilagay sa process. Then at the end of the year, kung ito lang yung naiwan, ibig sabihin, 2.2 million yung nalagay na sa process or yung nagamit na ni entity. Now, kung nalagay na to sa process, syempre, hindi lang raw materials yung kailangan sa process. After ng raw materials, kailangan ng direct labor. Okay? O, di ba, for example, gumawa ka ng ubi jam, hindi naman, ibig sabihin na nandiyon na yung ubi jam, diretso na yan, di ba? Meron pa rin yung involvement ng tao. So, yung direct labor, yan yung salary or benefit ng mga tao na involved mismo sa paggawa ng products. So, direct labor plus 3 million plus factory overhead. Factory, ano example ng factory overhead? Yung mga factory expenses, let's say, yung factory electricity expense, hindi mo naman magagawa yung product. Okay, kahit nandun yung raw materials, nandun yung tao na gagawa. Kung wala namang kuryente sa factory, magagawa ba nila yun? Wala. So, lahat ng attributable, lahat ng manufacturing cost, ina-add natin. Kasi kailangan to sa production. Kailangan ng direct labor, kailangan ng raw materials, kailangan ng factory overhead. So, the total manufacturing cost is 6.5 million pesos. Now, pumasok na to sa process, tama. So, let's add the goods and process beginning. Ito, pumasok na to sa process. Ito kasi, yung pumasok na sa process last year, pero hindi pa natapos. So, nasa process pa rin to. Nasa process din to. So, the total cost of goods in process is 7.4 million pesos. Now, if at the end of the year, 1 million na lang yung goods in process, ibig sabihin, 6.4 tapos na. Na-manufacture na. So, cost of goods manufactured na to. Tapos na to, 6.4 million pesos. Now, i-add natin yung finished goods. Ito yung na-manufacture this current year and then meron ng beginning finished goods, yung natapos last year or last period, 1.6 million. So, total goods na pwede nang mabenta kasi ito natapos this year, ito naman natapos last year pero hindi pa nabenta. So, the total goods available for sale is 8 million pesos. Now, if at the end of the year, yung finished goods or yung naiwan na lang, eto sana, di ba, yung goods available for sale. Pero, let's say sa problem ay sinabi, 1.5 million na lang yung finished goods. Therefore, nabenta na yung 6.5 million. So, now, eto na mismo yung cost of goods sold. So, kailangan intindihan nyo din yung formula para kahit hindi nyo naman kabisado, pero madagli nyo lang matatandaan. Okay? Now, next, distribution cost or selling expenses. Ano ba yung mga distribution cost or selling expenses? Example, advertisement, advertising expense. So, kailangan yan para makabenta, salesman salaries. Diba? Hindi naman natin ito may incur kung hindi tayo nagda-distribute ng goods. Sales commission, traveling and marketing expenses. So, all the costs directly related to selling, advertising, and delivery of goods to customer. Letter D, advertising and publicity expenses. And letter E, freight out. Okay? Freight out pag nag-deliver tayo ng goods sa customer. Kasi pag freight in, attributable yan or capitalizable sa inventory. Pero kapag freight out, selling expense yan. Expense to. Letter F, depreciation of delivery equipment and store equipment. So, delivery and store equipment, directly related yan sa selling and delivery of goods to customer. Therefore, part siya ng distribution cost. Now, next is administrative expenses. So, from the word administrative nga, the cost of administering the business. So, not related to selling and cost of goods sold. A, doubtful accounts. Doubtful account expenses, administrative, hindi siya related sa selling, hindi rin siya related sa cost of goods sold. Letter B, office salaries and expenses. C, office supplies. Basta sa office, administrative expenses talaga yan. Letter D, contributions to charity. E, professional fees. And F, depreciation of office building and office equipment. And G, amortization of intangible asset. Kung titignan nyo, yung list ng administrative expenses, di ba hindi siya talaga related? Hindi mo siya na-attribute dun sa delivery or selling expenses or task ni entity. Hindi rin siya part ng cost of goods sold, therefore, administrative, cost to administer. Lalo na kapag office, 'di ba? Yung mga supervisors fees, yung office salaries and expenses, office supplies and expense, yung depreciation ng office building, cost of administering the business. Then, other expenses. So, sa other expenses naman, expenses and losses from, tandaan nyo lang, peripheral or incidental transactions of the entity. Minsan lang, or hindi naman madalas, or hindi naman kadalasang na-incur ni entity. So, not directly related to distribution and administrative function. Loss on sale of PPE, loss on sale of machine, di ba? Okay, mangyayari lang to kapag nagbenta ka ng machine and you are not really involved in selling of machines. Letter B, loss on sale of non-current investment. Hindi ka naman talaga involved sa buying and selling ng investment, pero para magkaroon ka ng passive income, nag-invest ka din. So, pag merong gain or loss on sale, other expenses na yon. Letter C, loss on sale of intangible asset. Diba, kung titingnan nyo, from peripheral or incidental transactions of an entity lang. Letter E, D, casualty loss. Let's say, nagka-fire, okay, lumindol, merong nasira, okay, so merong losses doon, so classified yun as other expenses. Letter E, expropriation loss. Now, what are extraordinary items? These are events or transactions that is both unusual in nature or infrequent in occurrence, considered component of income from continuing operation. So, it doesn't mean extraordinary siya, is kailangan separate na yung presentation niya. No. Considered component of income from continuing operation siya. Pag sinabi natin extraordinary items, yung minsan lang mangyari, okay? So, para siyang tinatawag natin na once in a blue moon mangyari. So, example niya yung kanina, yung casualty loss. Okay? So, hindi naman natin ina-expect na lagi magkakaroon ng fire, okay, lagi magkakaroon ng fire loss. So, unusual in nature and frequent in occurrence. Or let's say, yung mga for the past several years ng entity, hindi naman nagkakaroon ng losses dahil sa fraud, pero this time nagka-fraud. Okay, so extraordinary items yun. And dati kasi merong separate accounting sa extraordinary items, pero ngayon, sa standard ngayon, wala na. Part na siya ng income from continuing operation. Walang separate accounting sa kanya. So, kahit extraordinary items yan, part siya ng income from continuing operations. Separate disclosure, the nature and amount of material items of income and expense shall be disclosed separately. Forms of income statement. Income statement may be presented in two ways. First, letter A, functional presentation and natural presentation. First, the functional presentation. This is traditional and common form. Siguro familiar na kayo dito. It is also called as cost of goods sold method. Kasi dito, pinapresent natin yung cost of goods sold. So, it still requires the closure of additional information on the nature of expenses. So, kapag functional presentation, pinapresent natin yung expenses based on their function. Pero yung nature nila, nandun sa notes to financial statements. Dito naman sa letter B, yung natural presentation, since presented na siya sa financial statements based on nature pa lang, and therefore, hindi na natin kailangan ng disclosures sa notes sa financial statements. Okay, ito yung example na functional income statement. So, nakita nyo, so, as we can see in the functional income statement, tingnan nyo yung expenses. Okay, so, based on function to. Diba kanina, diniscuss natin yung category ng expenses based on function. Yung cost of goods sold, distribution cost, administrative expense, other expenses, okay. And isa doon yung income tax expense. And itong income tax expense, separate naman talaga to dapat doon sa other expenses. Okay, so nakita nyo ito. Ito yung functional income statement. Kaya din siya tinatawag na cost of goods sold presentation or cost of goods sold method, cost of sales method. Kasi dito pinapresent natin yung cost of goods sold. Regardless of the nature. Ano yung nature? Let's say depreciation expense. Okay? So, okay, hindi nakita dito yung nature. Ano itong distribution cost? Ang dami nito. Ano ba to? Advertising expense ba to? Ano ba to? Freight out ba to? So, hindi nakita doon sa income statement yung nature nila. Sa nakita, nandito sa notes to financial statements. So, eto, yung distribution cost, naka-disaggregate yan or yung breakdown niya, nasa notes to financial statements. So, yung nature nakikita sa notes to financial statements. Yan yung sa functional income statement. So, titingnan natin, let's notes. Okay, ito yung note 1. Ito, nakita natin yung breakdown ng net sales. Sa note 2, nakita yung cost of goods sold. Okay, ito yung computation. Nakikita natin yung nature. Then, tingnan nyo to. Yung other income, anong nature? Eto. Dito sa distribution cost, anong nature ng expenses? Ano ba to? Advertising ba to? Depreciation ba to? Okay, freight out ba to? So, nandito yung nature, dapat yung, then na-disclose pa din yung nature sa notes to financial statements. Kapag si company, inopt niya na i-present yung income statement niya using functional method, then, hindi ibig sabihin na functional method yung gamit niya, hindi niya na i-disclose yung nature ng expense. So, dapat nakadisclose pa rin sa note to financial statement. Okay, eto din, administrative expenses. Ito yung nature, other expenses. Okay, natural income statement naman. Tingnan nyo. Umpisa pa lang, tingnan nyo pala yung phase ng financial statements. Alam nyo na yung nature ng expense o depreciation expense. O, delivery expense. Unlike dun kanina, yung depreciation. Okay, merong nasa distribution, merong nasa administrative. So, dito naman, nag-focus siya hindi sa function ng expense, pero sa nature ng expense. Okay, so increase in inventory, net purchase, by benefit cost, sales commission, okay, advertising. Kung titignan naman to, kung based on function to, isa lang to sila distribution cost lang to sila Pero pag based on nature, presented talaga siya based on nature. Pinapakita mo. So, dito, nakikita natin yung breakdown statements. Okay, nakita nyo. Employee benefit cost, ano yung employee benefit cost? Ano yung supplies expense? Sa depreciation expense naman, okay, hindi siya naka-base sa function, nakita nyo. Kasi kung based on function to, hindi 240,000 yung magre-reflect doon. Separate dapat to sila. Kasi based on function, eto, ano to distribution expense or distribution cost. Ito naman, administrative expense. Pero since natural method to, or based on nature, present yung expenses, then, pag depreciation yan, regardless kung anong function, nakapresent siya sa financial statements, yung total depreciation expense. Yung breakdown, makikita na sa notes to financial statements. So, which form of income statement? The natural or the functional method? PS1 paragraph 105 simply states that because each method of presentation has required to select the presentation that is reliable and more relevant. The cost of goods sold method usually would provide more relevant information to the users. Yan yung traditional approach. Okay, usually. Kaya depende pa rin sa entity. Kaya nga, according to PS1, walang prescribed format na sinabi sa PAS1. Okay? Any questions or clarifications? If you have any questions or if you need any clarification for any topics of this lecture, please message me on our Mepsila Listosa page. Thank you and God bless. This is the end of Prelim Lecture 1. Thank you and God bless.